Hello students, I Mrs. Madhvi Mhatre welcome you all in the next lecture of Mathematics 1. In the previous lecture we have completed chapter number 2, quadratic equations. Today I am taking revision of chapter 1. Linear equations in two variables. That is the name of the first chapter. Now when I taught you this lesson, that time the reduction in syllabus was not declared. So all the topics were taught by me. Now here in this revision I will discuss about the reduced topics also. Already in live sessions we have discussed that. So in this chapter we have following topics. The first one is methods of solving linear equations in two variables. Now this lesson with same name was there in 9th standard, and there we have studied three methods to solve linear equations in two variables. The first method is elimination method, second method is substitution method, and third method is to solve particular type of equations. Now these methods are again there in this chapter, and practice set 1.1 is based on them only. But out of that, elimination method and substitution method is now under reduced syllabus. It will not be asked. But the method to solve the particular type of equations, it is there. Okay, so we will see that again. And now in this chapter afterwards, we have learnt about the graphical method and Cramer's rule. That means two more methods to solve linear equations in two variables. Afterwards, the next topic is equations that can be transformed in linear equations in two variables. That means the equations, they are not in the form of linear equations as presently they were given, but we can transform them to the linear type. But again, this topic is under the reduced syllabus. Okay, so that also we will discuss. And finally, we have studied about the application of simultaneous equation. That means the word problems based on simultaneous equations. Okay, so let us start the revision now. First of all, the meaning of linear equation in two variables. Okay, so here when the equation contains two variables and the degree of each variable is 1, then and then only the equation is called as linear equation in two variables. We have studied in polynomials that whenever the degree of the polynomial is 1, that is called as linear polynomial. Okay, so the same concept is used here. Only in case of polynomial we don't write equal to 0. So it is called as polynomial. When we write equal to 0, it becomes equation. Okay, so here what you can understand is the linear equation in two variables. Two variables means what? It must contain two variables and the degree of each variable should be 1. Then and then only we are going to say that they are linear equations in two variables. Okay, the degree of the variables should be 1. That means what? It is not like the term can be xy. The term cannot be xy, because when the term is xy, the degree becomes 2. So the degree of each term should be 1. So there should be two different terms containing two different variables. Okay, now let us see the general form of linear equations in two variables. So the general form here is ax plus by is equal to c, or ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. They are nothing but the same. See, when you shift this c towards the right hand side, you are getting the form ax plus by plus c. But now generally we are going to use this form only, that is x plus by is equal to c. This general form we are going to use whenever we want to solve the linear equations in two variables. Now in this chapter we are going to solve two or more equations simultaneously. Okay, so that means here we are thinking of two or more equations simultaneously, and therefore they are called as simultaneous equations. At the same time we are thinking of two equations. We are solving two equations. We are finding the solution for two equations. So they are called as what? Simultaneous. Simultaneous means at the same time. Okay. So in this general form, A, B and C, they are real numbers. They belongs to R. But since we want two terms, the condition is that A and B, they cannot be 0. C can be 0. Okay, but A and B, they cannot be 0. This is the important condition here. So this is general form. Okay. Then A, B, C, they are called as constants. Opposite to that, X and Y, they are called as variables. Okay. So in this way, we can understand the general form of linear equations in two variables. You have to keep in mind X plus By is equal to C, where A and B cannot be 0, C can be 0. And degree is 1. See here, the index is not written here. That means the index is 1. But X and Y, the variables are present in two different terms. They cannot present in same term here. Okay. So that is why here the degree is 1 and they are called as linear equations in two variables. Now, as I have said that we are going to study simultaneous linear equations. So when we are going to think about two linear equations in two variables at the same time, they are called as simultaneous equation. We are going to learn the methods to solve simultaneous equations. Okay. Now, as I have said, the elimination method and the substitution method is completely omitted. That is why from practice set 1.1, question number 1, which is activity based, that is omitted. And in question number 2, where the instruction is solve the following simultaneous equations, from that first 5 questions, they are based on substitution method and elimination method. So those are cancelled. But last 2 questions from the second question, or last 2 sub questions from the second question, they are there. Okay. So from that one question I am discussing now. See, 99x plus 101y is equal to 499. This is first equation. And second equation is 101x plus 99y is equal to 501. These equations are called as particular type of equations, or they are special equations. Why? Because you can observe the coefficients of x and y. What you can observe is the coefficients of x and y, they are interchanged. See here, 99x, that means here the coefficient of x is 99. But in second equation, 99 is coefficient of y. Okay, similarly, here 101 is coefficient of y, but in second equation 101 is coefficient of x. So we can say that see that the same coefficients are present in both the equations, but they are interchanged. Okay. So such equations, they are called as particular type of equations. Now see, the numbers are very big. So we cannot go for elimination method. That means equating the coefficient method, or we cannot go for substitution method. So here we have to use ASA method, add, subtract, add method. Okay. So the very first thing here while solving we have to do is first observe the equations and check whether they are in standard form, that is ax plus by is equal to c. So here the equations, they are in standard form. So we have to number them as 1 and 2. This is the very first step. Okay. 99x plus 101y is equal to 499, equation number 1. And 101x plus 99y is equal to 501, equation number 2. Then, as I have said, add, subtract, add. So now first of all we will add these two equations. So write down adding equations 1 and 2. So write them one below another and then write down the plus sign here, which shows that we are performing addition operation. Okay, now let's add the coefficients. 99 plus 101, we are going to get 200x here. Here again 101 plus 99, so we are going to get 200y. And here if we add 499 and 501, we are going to get 1000. Okay, so after adding we got this equation. But further we can simplify it. What we can observe here is all these terms, they are divisible by 200. So you divide here both the sides by 200 and then you will get the simple equation as x plus y is equal to 5. Okay. So after adding these two big equations and after simplifying, we got a very small equation, very simple equation in the form of x plus y is equal to 5. Number these as 3 because we need to use it again. Okay, so first part, first A is over, addition is over. Now let's go for S, that is subtraction. So we are going to subtract now. So while subtracting, what care we should take is that we should think of the bigger coefficient of x. Okay, so while subtracting now, we will subtract equation 1 from 2. No doubt you can subtract 2 from 1 also, but to avoid the mistakes, we have to subtract 1 from 2. Okay, so let's see. So subtracting 2 from 1, it is done here. That means we can do it in any way. So here see, equation 1 is written on the top, 99x plus 101y is equal to 499. And second equation is written below. This minus sign, it stands for subtraction. We are doing subtraction here. So when we subtract, we have to change sign of each and every term. As I have said, this subtraction you can do in any order. Either you can subtract 2 from 1 or you can subtract 1 from 2. As I have said, if you don't want to make mistakes, go for subtracting equation 1 from 2. Okay, because here 2 is bigger, 101 is bigger than 99. But you can do in this way also. But when you subtract, don't forget to change the signs of each and every term of second equation. Okay, now see, minus 101x plus 99. So we will get minus 2x here. And here we will get plus 2y equal to minus 2. Now again what we can observe is all these three terms, they are divisible by minus 2. So let us divide by minus 2. And then we will get one more simple equation as x minus y as 1. So number this as 4. So when we added and when we subtracted, then after that what we understood is that these two bigger equations we have converted to the simple equations. First is x plus y is equal to 5 and second one is x minus y is equal to 1. So now after this, now we have to think of elimination only. Now since there we have plus y and here we have minus y. If we add 3 and 4, then y will get eliminated. Okay. So again add is, that is why it is called as ASA. Add, subtract, add. So again we will add equations 3 and 4. So write down adding equations 3 and 4. So write down equation 3 up. Just below that write down equation 4 and then write down plus sign which shows that you are adding here. So x plus x we will get 2x here and this plus y and minus y they will get cancelled and 5 plus 1 is 6. So what we will get, 2x is equal to 6 and then x is equal to 6 divided by 2, that is 3. So we got value of 3. Now this value we have to substitute in equation 3, which is easier one or simple one. Okay, don't go for equation 1 or 2. They are very big. Go for either 3 or 4. Anywhere you can do. Okay. But we will substitute in equation 3. So here equation 3 is x plus y is equal to 5. So x we will replace by 3. So 3 plus y is equal to 5, and therefore y is equal to 5 minus 3, that is equal to 2. So in this way we got the solution. X is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2. Now this solution either you can write in the term of the statement like this, or simply you can write down solution is equal to 3 comma 2. Okay, it's a ordered pair, so always you need to write down it in bracket, and always the order should be x comma y. That means value of x is going to appear first, then comma, and then the value of y. Okay, so either you can write down the complete statement that therefore x comma y is equal to 3 comma 2 is the solution of the given simultaneous equation. Okay, it shows that value of x is 3 and value of y is 2. That means these two values, they satisfy both the equations. Okay, so what you have to keep in mind is that from practice set 1.1 you have to solve only last two particular type of sums. Please take a note that they are not omitted. Don't be under impression that practice set 1.1 is completely omitted. Take a note of this, all of you, because in hurry you think that all are omitted, so why these two questions are there, but they are there. Okay, now let's go further. After this, now we have graphical method. Now why graphical method is used to solve the simultaneous equations or simultaneous linear equations? See, the equations, they are called as linear equations because their graph is a straight line. So if we take a linear equation and if we plot the graph of that equation on the graph paper, then it is a straight line. So for one equation, we are going to get one straight line, and for other equation, we are going to get the other straight line. And these two lines, they are going to intersect each other on the graph paper. And that point of intersection is the solution for the simultaneous equations. Okay, so that is why we can use the graphical method here, because the equations, they are giving us the graph as a line. Now, let us take one example to understand this. The solved example only we will discuss, that they have given the simple equations x plus y is equal to 4 and 2x minus y is equal to 2. So we have to draw the graphs of these two equations and then we have to observe. So first of all, we will take first equation, and for that first equation we will take four ordered pairs of x and y. Now here it is compulsory to take at least three pairs. At least three. Huh? In textbook they have told that you take four pairs. But if you are taking only two pairs, it will not do. Okay? Because you have studied in geometry that one and only one line passes through two different points. So if you are plotting only 2 points, then you are going to get straight line. You will not realize your mistake if you have done any mistake while taking the coordinates. But you know that here from 3 different points we can draw more than one line. But if the 3 points are collinear, that means only one line passes through them if they are collinear. They are on the same line. So we should take at least 3 points. But since our textbook it is given that we should take 4 ordered pairs, all of you should go for 4 ordered pairs. Okay? You should try to avoid the mistakes. Always try to follow the textbook method. So here the simplest way is what you know. You can take x as 0 once and you can take y as 0. Here they have taken only at one place 0, but as I am saying, you can take x is equal to 0 here and then take y is equal to 0. Then easily you get two pairs. Like when you put x is equal to 0 here, value of y easily you will get as 4, because 0 plus y is equal to 4, that means y is equal to 4. And when you put y is equal to 0, that time x you are getting 4. So these two pairs easily you can get if you take once x0 and once y0. This is only suggestion, okay? You can take any values of your choice. What care you have to take is the numbers, they should not be very big, because our graph paper is limited. We cannot plot the numbers like x is equal to 10 or x is equal to 12 there. Not possible. So go for the smaller numbers. So here you have to take one value and accordingly find out second value. It's not like that any two numbers you are going to write here. Like when you are writing x is equal to -1, then this -1 will shift this side and it will become 4 plus 1, that is 5. So if you put x is equal to -1 here, value of y is 5. Okay. So you can take values of x of your choice and you have to find values of y. Or you can take values of y of your choice and you can find value of x. So it's up to you. So one variable values you can take of your choice, but other variable values you need to find. Okay, like this was discussed by me. Now see, when x is equal to +1, that time this will shift here and will become -1. So 4 minus 1, value of y we will get as 3. Similarly, when we put x is equal to 6 here, it is shifted here, 4 minus 6, that is -2 we are going to get. So in this way, we got all four ordered pairs. Similarly, you have to find for second equation, that take the values of x and find the values of y and get the ordered pairs. So first of all, you have to prepare tables. Now see, the table of graph, it can come for 3 marks or it can come for 4 marks also. And now since you know that the portion is reduced, so it is a compulsory question. It is going to appear in the exam. 100% it is going to appear. Now this question is time consuming, but you know that from question number 4, the questions are challenging ones. So if you don't know any other question, then you need to go for this. That is why you have to solve it, you have to practice it. Don't ignore it. Now after finding these values or ordered pairs, you have to go to graph paper and there you have to draw the coordinate system. That means x-axis and y-axis. There you will get 4 quadrants. Okay. So like this, see, this is x-axis, x and x dash. Positive side is x and negative side is x dash. Similarly, on vertical y-axis, the upper side is y and the lower side is y dash. So in this way, we can draw x-axis and y-axis. And because of that, the graph paper gets divided into 4 parts and they are called as quadrants. So this is first quadrant. Okay, then you will go anti-clockwise. This is second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Okay, so in first quadrant you can find that x is also positive and y is also positive. So both positive will come in first quadrant. In second quadrant we will get negative positive, because x is negative, y is positive. In third quadrant, negative, both are negative. You can see the numbers here. And in fourth quadrant, positive, negative. Okay, so accordingly you have to plot the points. Then based on this graph, you can have the MCQ questions also, like what is the equation of x-axis? Now see, x-axis passes through y is equal to 0. And therefore the equation of x-axis is what? Y is equal to 0. Similarly, the equation of y-axis is x is equal to 0, because it is passing through x is equal to 0. Then they can ask you, what are the coordinates of origin? So for origin, x is also 0 and y is also 0. So coordinates of origin are what? 0, 0. Now, if the point lies on x-axis, like you can see the 2 points here. So, if the point lies on x-axis, then its y coordinate is 0 always. And when the point lies on y-axis, its x coordinate is 0. Okay. So, the coordinate of point on x-axis is always in the form of a comma 0, where a can be any number from here. And similarly, coordinate of point on y-axis is 0 comma b. So b can be any number here, but x coordinate remains 0 for the point on y-axis, and y coordinates remains 0 for the point on x-axis. So all these things you have to keep in mind. After drawing these x's, you have to write down scale immediately. It carries half mark. If scale is not written, half mark will be deducted. So what scale you are going to write? On both x's, 1 centimeter is equal to 1 unit. This is same. Everywhere you are going to follow the same scale. It is not going to change from question to question. Okay, so after doing all these things, you will make the graph. You will take help of the ordered pairs. So the very first equation is what? X plus y is equal to 4. And there the coordinates which we have seen. Okay, so the coordinates were -1 and 5. So see, x is -1 and y is 5. So here, from here you start. Always start from x-axis. -1 is located, then go up 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is your point -1 comma 5. Just plot it, and here you draw the circle around this. Now it is not drawn here, but you draw the circle around this like this, because you know your pencil, when it is light, then this point is not visible to the examiner. So keep habit of drawing the circle around this point. Okay, similarly you locate the next point, that is 1 comma 3. Then next is 4 comma 0, and the last is -6 comma -2. And then draw the line passing through all these 4 points. And after that you have to write down equation at one arrow end. Don't forget to write this again. If you are not writing, again half mark will be deducted. Okay, so for your every mistake, half mark will be deducted. So be very careful. Similarly, use second table, plot the points. See, this is first point, second point, third and fourth point. Again draw the line. Now these two lines, that is x plus y is equal to 4 and 2x minus y is equal to 2. The equations we are written to make us understood that this line is for this equation and the second line is for second equation. Now what we can understand here is these two lines, they intersect in this point, that is 2 comma 2. So this point of intersection is the solution of the equation. Okay. So either you can write down the answer in the form of ordered pair, that 2 comma 2 is the solution of the given equations, that are x plus y is equal to 4 and 2x minus y is equal to 2. Or you can write down in this way, that the solution of the given equations x plus y is equal to 4 and 2x minus y is equal to 2 is x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 2. Okay. So in this way you have to solve the graphical method. Don't forget to write down scale. Don't forget to write down the equations. Then also you have to go for arrowheads, since these are lines. So all these things you have to note very carefully. Now see here, they have written the coordinates also, but it is not compulsory to write down the coordinates here. Only you have to write for point of intersection. Okay, so like here you can ignore writing this in bracket, but if you write, then it is better. Okay, so in this way we are going to use the graphical method. So today I am stopping here. In the next lecture we will revise the remaining part of this chapter. Okay, that is Cramer's rule, and then we will see the application of simultaneous equation, that means word problem. Okay students, so we will meet in next lecture. Till that, you stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. Thank you students.